Let's start it. Um, today, uh, today we are here to discuss our new monitoring solution, SensGuard, for environmental monitoring and showing all parameters online with some notifications and so. And before we start, I would like to mention that this market is very new for our planet, and these monitoring solutions they are developing a lot around the world, and we are our participation there as well, because we believe that during next years everybody in a business in private use will start using some wireless monitoring sensors for some environmental monitoring. For example, if you are talking about business, it will be, of course, connected to data centers, agriculture, for some building management, and pharmacy, machinery, everything connected to food storage, and etc. And we try to understand market needs, and what we discovered that everybody wants very convenient system with online access with wireless sensors. That could be very easy to install, very easy to use. And today we have some wireless sensors, wireless data communication, online services, and so. But if you will take a look in future, some years, I think 5 years, then all these systems will be like a super wireless without any data collectors. They will use some Wi-Fi or some LoRa communication protocols. Oh, somebody joins. Gassan. Okay. Hello, Gassan. We already started meeting. And so then let's go step by step. Today we will take a look to our online system. These features we have. We will take a look to hardware we have, and of course speak about some future plans. Then about your profit, how to sell the system, customer ideas, and so segments we apply for, and so on. Let's start from the system. I will share my screen. Just a second. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So, what we have here, we have our online monitoring system login page. By the way, you can share this page with your customers because we have demo login here. Just click it and you get into the system in read-only mode without any password. So you can present the system for your customers at ease. And so let's go into more into private account with the administrator access level. And so let's go. So what we see here, the first page shows all locations we have. For example, food stores, then can be a lot of food stores or data centers or greenhouses. Then we can filter them out using various filters, including some very specific filters. For example, I have food store here as a demo. Then I want to check all milk storage conditions. So we see short information about object. This is how many sensors we have, online notifications, and how many users we have. And so the system based from on you can go from helicopter view to and drill into very deep details. The first, what we see, overview of all sensors we have in the system we control. For example, milk showcase. We have two sensors here, notification 33, and current reading is 4.5 degrees. So, for example, cheese, we have combined sensors with temperature measurement and humidity measurement. Oh, somebody joined us. Jafar again. Then let me check what is going on there in details. So, first of all, we can see all sensors on virtual map. This is very convenient for customers with many locations where you need to understand exact location of the problem. So you can identify the problem immediately from the map, or you can use list, or you can use diagrams that shows you the exact data what is going on. But let's go for this sensor. This is object contains temperature and humidity sensor. Just a second, somebody wants to join. Yeah. So what we see here, this is demo data, therefore, and demo login. Therefore, some data may be far away from real life, but it is used for demonstrations only. Yeah, we see that this temperature sensor shows us actual reading is 4.6 degrees, and we see that the min max settings for this sensor allowed temperature. This is minus 28 and plus 35. Of course, this is some demo temperature. We see period of time that is allowed for sensor to be outside these min max temperatures. It means that if temperature will be above 36 degrees for 20 minutes, then I get notification. If it will be only 18 minutes, then not. This is used for some specific locations where there is no need to measure spot temperature. Just example, food storage, refrigerator. So in store, if you open the refrigerator, then hot air comes in, and of course temperature will jump immediately. But the food itself has temperature. How to say in English? This lasting. This temperature doesn't change so fast, and therefore, if we open the refrigerator and take the product, then close it back, then temperature will rise for some seconds, as well as some equipment needs defrost, and they are doing it automatically sometimes per day. Therefore, we don't need notification if temperature goes up for example, for half an hour and returns back. Next setting is a digital filter. This is again connected to two ways how to measure temperature or humidity. For pharmacy, probably it is needed to measure spot temperature now, reading now. For some food storage, some greenhouses, probably we need to measure average temperature of product, and we develop digital filter that calculates some more readings to show the temperature. You can find description at our website in software tab. So in online temperature and humidity monitoring software. And you see the blue line is real temperature of the air in fridge. When you open the fridge, then temperature goes up immediately, and when you close, it goes down. So digital filter is this gray parameter, and this orange one is the real temperature with the probe inside the product. And digital filter allows to minimize this effect of rapid temperature changes and shows the very close calculated temperature of the product. You see that difference is below 0.5 degrees. So for these sensors, we have digital filter enabled. And what we see here, we have a problem because humidity is out of allowed range, that is above 70%. And let's drill in. Let's take a look what is going on here. So if parameter is out of definite range for more than this period of time, you will get notification here. So as well as you can see actual reading what is going on. Now temperature is in the range, but humidity is totally outside. So we see constant reading that humidity is more than allowed. So therefore, we will get notification. For users, it is easy to understand what is going on with the sensor because you can check actual reading, battery time, battery, how to say, battery charge, signal quality, and just if you need, you can check all history what was going on with this sensor. And we see that humidity was constantly outside the allowed range. I can go here and take a look all history, as well as I can export it to some PDF or Excel or for some internal reporting and so on. When something happens, you're getting notification. So how it looks like. Here we go. We see that this sensor in meat product, we have temperature outside range and humidity outside range. I can add some notes, internal notes for this sensor, why it is so. For example, if some more people working with the system, just to notify them that, okay, this is normal, we will change settings, or I already informed the service engineer and he will check what is going on. So for notification, it is very convenient. It shows the real period of time when it happened. So you can get notification in email, click to it and go directly to the event and see this situation, what happened, exact time, and so on. You can check the photo of the sensor location. This is, for example, this fridge, as well as you can upload the exact location photo of the sensor. This is for your usage, for service reasons, because just imagine if you have 100 stores or 100 greenhouses, then you need to understand where sensor is located. So but you can drill into details very easily. And yeah, and check what is going on here. So when you have checked this notification, you can close it by pressing ignore. Understand that it was a case, the case was solved and I don't need it. And this notification will go to the history. It will not disappear. You will all the time get history. So in history, you can see various notifications you are getting here. For example, sensor offline or collector switched off or temperature or humidity is out of range. So for some companies, they need some internal reports prepared for controlled agencies or so. Here you can set up automatic reports for that you will get into email. Uh, for example, for last 7 days, I want let's try to get create new one. So I want to see all values, for example, per each 1 hour for today or for last 7 days, for example. Uh, for some for milk, let's try milk. And if I click auto report, then I can choose my sending period, for example, every Monday, and at particular time, and write down a lot of emails. Oh, what is going on? I have different letters. Yeah. Sense max U. And I choose CSV or XLS for the report. What we can see in report, we can download the report, and then all data will be there. So I can see all history for selected days, for example, per hour. Yeah, and this is for internal reporting. For external reporting, very useful thing. Basically, this is it about the user interface. It is very easy to use. So, do you hear me still? Okay, we have everybody's here.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I will try to move it to the separate window. Yeah. So using is very user interface is very simple and easy, designed for easy problem spotting from helicopter view and drilling into details. Of course, automatic notifications will allow to get this process very structured and easy for. Let's go then for more settings. Just technical settings. How to connect devices, how to work with the system. If you click this tab connection, you will have step-by-step instruction. Even user can do it without your support. So you go step by step, set up location, add the location map or company logo, then connect collector, create objects, and assign specific sensors to these objects. So all these connection happens online. It is very easy to add sensors and as well as manage them. So this is about users. There is no limit for users, so customers can create a lot of users they need, and users can have two-level access. First is user access, read-only, and they can change their own settings only, and as well as administrative access, that the administrator can change everything in the system. So and we will have no subscription cost for users. The subscription cost will go to sensor, and it will be only €1 sensor per year. This is needed for server maintenance and so on. Let's go next for settings. For example, you can change the colors of the sensors and change the map, location, and so on. Description, and easy to set up some notes for customers for their understanding what is the object and so on. Hundreds of objects, you need some additional information. This is again easy how to use. As well as we have my own settings. You can specify how often do you need to get notifications. For example, 1 time per hour. For data centers, probably I will need 5 minutes, because if something happens, I need to react immediately. For some bosses, I probably one time per month. So as well as you can set up a notification schedule with the time of reception. Probably I want to take a rest and wake up. I'm waking up at 5 in the morning. Oops, in the morning, 5 minutes, and I'll go to my bed at 10 o'clock. So this time I will get notifications only in allowed time. Of course, the days and the type of notifications. Probably I don't need errors. Probably I need them. I don't know. As well as you can set up the temperature measurement setting in Celsius or Fahrenheit, or so. In different countries, we have different settings. USA will choose Fahrenheit, of course, and plain text or XML text notifications. This is needed for text to SMS services. For example, additional notification to my phone, then I'm choosing plain text. I'm going to text to SMS service in your country, register my phone there, and you will get a text to SMS email address. If something will go to this email, then you will get this email transferred in SMS. So you can send SMS notification as well. But this is a separate service that you need to connect to this system. This is because each country has different payment policy, rates of SMS costs, and so on. So you can choose the right one you need. Okay, what else? In system, you have description of sensors you can apply. Currently, there are 2, but they will add more. Contact information for customers. We added some companies. South Africa. Yeah. You can add your contact information there as well. And the very important, these frequently asked questions. You can see the video tutorial. Description, what is location, what is object, what is sensor, and so on. How to set up email notification. Everything is here with some print screens, so it is easy to use for customers and for yourself as well. So, yeah, shortly, this is it about the system. Let me stop screen sharing. So, Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Seems some internet lag. So let's go for the sensor. Um, this is the sensor size. So this is my finger, and you can see that the sensor is half finger long, and width is the same as the finger. It is not so big. This is wireless sensor, fully waterproof for temperature and humidity sensor. This is the same for factor. The difference is that measurement unit here, and for humidity we have temperature and humidity sensor here. So as you see, the sensor is very small. It has built-in battery that will last 5 years. Replaceable, you cannot replace the battery for this type of model. If you need sensors with replaceable batteries, we will have them in the system as well, but the price will be a bit higher. So you can choose a cheaper sensor with a built-in battery or a more expensive sensor with replaceable battery. These sensors, as I mentioned, fully waterproof. We tested them 5 meters underwater, and it still worked. So you can use it outside as well. No problem for this. Yeah, for humidity, the same. Yeah, we have one more sensor. These sensors are designed for common use within temperature range of -25 to 55 degrees. But if you need to measure industrial temperatures, we have the sensor with the probe. This is long probe, yeah, long probe, and industrial sensor with replaceable batteries. So you connect the probe to the sensor and put the probe inside where you need to measure temperature. For example, extreme cold liquids like azote or something like that in pharmacy, or baking equipment in food production, or some extreme environments when you need to measure temperatures like -200 degrees or plus 250 degrees, then you can use this probe, and it's pretty long. And so this probe, of course, not for acids and very aggressive liquids, but for normal common usage, it is very good. So all data from the sensors will go to data collector. Again, industrial device with built-in watchdog that helps to protect it from hang-ups. And this is LAN-based device. So you need to connect this data collector to the router. And all data from the sensors will go wirelessly here, and then travels to online system. Communication range is approximately 150 up to 200 meters, depending on some barriers inside the building or inside the room, and so on. Normally, these data collector supports up to 200 sensors. So for normal use in business environment, for example, food store, they might have 100 or 200 sensors in one location. Data collector can work as a data retranslator as well. We have the button here. Do you see it? Well, this is button. You can configure it as the main device for connected to the router, or if you have some sensors located very deeply in the room and you have weak signal there, then you can add second collector that will work like a retranslator to the main one. So in that way, you can build a big network of sensors and work with them online. Our systems are basically designed for business use. We are thinking about end users, but currently we see that business is more and more potential than end users. Less competition there. So we have systems uh, for control of many sensors, and do it without any problems, hangups, and so on. By the way, data collector has built-in memory that is enough to store the hourly information or all readings from the sensors. The memory is shared. It means that, for example, 5 sensors will store the data here for 18 hours, 100 sensors only 30 minutes. But this is enough for short time internet leakage or something like that. So currently we have land-based data collector. In some months, in Q1, we will have GPRS, not GPRS, 3G data collector that will work without local area network, just with the SIM card. And in Kim is asking a question. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, Kim. Currently, we have these standard long-range data collectors, 150 up to 200 meters communication. Super long range, these connected. This probably will happen in future, but we see that normally it is enough to cover one location with one sensor. If some communication for some sensors you need more signal strength, then you add second one, and it will work as a retranslator. So yeah, for future, currently we have temperature and humidity sensors, different kind, and industrial sensor. Short term, it will be added air quality sensors, approximately in 2 months probably. This is requested for some schools to quality. Of course, for commercial buildings as well, public buildings and etc. For example, personally, me, I need this sensor because I have how to say bath. This is sauna near my house, and I want to check do I have CO gas inside or not. So this is for my personal usage, but for companies they need to check air quality as well. Also, we will add power connected sensors. This is power circuit, the measurement, and so on. Then probably we will add ultraviolet sensors to detect ultraviolet. This is for agriculture, needed for some greenhouses or fields. Then we plan to add for greenhouses ground humidity sensors and various sensors as well. So sensors will be added one by one, step by step, and so on. For example, open, close sensors or security sensors that currently we have in separate system, SensGuard alarm system. So you will be able to track on the map, do you have some problems with some objects? For example, doors opened or windows opened, or you left open windows in the building, as well as for security reasons. For example, sensor that can measure acceleration of the object. Just imagine you have painting and you put the sensor behind it, and if somebody tries to steal it, then sensor will give you the notification. So this is about hardware part. Kim, do you have any more questions? I have a question about will it be possible to use API for FTP transfer of temperature and humidity? I have good and bad news for you. No API currently, but you can order a server version of our software, install it locally, and get all data from sensors in Postgres database in RAW format. So you will be able to build your own software or import all data to third-party monitoring software or reporting software or whatever you need. So it is possible to get raw data locally, but not from our web portal. As I mentioned, web portal will have a subscription fee, €1 per one sensor per year. This is quite cheap price for maintenance of the service. Okay. I have comment from Leonie that in future we will add API, but currently probably this term of adding API, it can take some months. So currently you can solve if you have actual project, you can solve your case using this local installation of the server and RAW data. But API will inform you when we will add it. So now about the self stuff. I will share my screen again. Oh, Kim is asking question. Just a second. Are you already working on other measures CO2? Yes, Kim. We are working on them, and as I said, air quality sensors. This is VOC sensors, CO2 sensors will be added in 2 months probably. In Q1, let it say. So the system is working. We launched it, and now adding of new sensors takes less time than we can imagine. So it is quite easy. Do you have any more questions about hardware? Okay, no. So again. Yeah. So about customer ideas, if you go to humidity system, if you click the sensor, then you see the ideas where to use this sensor from business point of view. But let's go to data collector, and there are a lot of usage cases in different kind of businesses. For example, food chains, freezing and cooling equipment monitoring, or food warehouse, or greenhouse, or just data center, or heating and ventilation system for buildings, or some locations like extreme low temperatures with some pharmacies and so on. Here you can find a lot of ideas of usage. For example, heating and baking equipment monitoring. This is needed just to remind yourself. Oh, I need to switch off baking equipment after I left work, so I need to monitor it. System has very big potential. We are working on new sensors that usage cases will be added as well. For example, office desk occupation monitoring. This is again can be done with the monitoring system with online. So this is it. If you have any questions, you can write me an email, ag@sensmax.eu, as well as please use demo login for your customers. SensGuard.lv. This is my SensGuard.lv. If you need any sales support, I can connect your online meetings and probably visit you locally to meet customers, especially for big deals. Just request our visit if you need. But this will happen definitely for biggest deals where we have global installations. Otherwise, we can do online meeting with customer as well. So this is it about monitoring system. Feel free to ask your questions after the meeting.